So Charles Hoskinson made a very, very bold claim the other day, saying that when this happens, it will officially be alt season. Now, what is he referring to? What am I talking about? Well, he had gone on Twitter and mentioned that when Doge flips Cardano, it's officially alt season. Now, he's specifically referring to the market cap. The market cap right now of ADA actually sits at $25.5 billion. Doge just behind it at about $23.4 billion. So it's actually only about actually a little less than 10% away from flipping the ADA market cap. Now, do I think that this would trigger alt season? No, I don't think that means we're in alt season at all. And I'll explain why. So right now, I believe I talked about this in a SHIB video. There are different sub cycles that we go through in the market. There are different points of interest for different sectors. We started with blockchains. We saw many different, blockchain based coins surging in the space. Then we moved on to AI. We saw AI coins surging throughout the space. Right now, we are in meme season. Meme coins are surging left and right. Doge has basically done a 2x. We've seen SHIB do over a 3x. We've seen Pepe do a 6 or 7x or 8x or whatever it is, right? We've seen memes take big steps forward. Does that mean that this is alt season? No, it does not. Alts have been performing well, but we're still not at that point where they're gaining major ground versus BTC. And actually a big indicator of that is what's happening with ETH. Now, I think the ETH thing, I think the ETH dominance to BTC is a very important thing to track. And this is why. I've talked about the different phases that we go through in these market cycles before. You have phase one where BTC is gaining ground, it's dominant, it's leading, the market and everything like that. And then you get to phase two where Ethereum starts to outpace BTC, it starts gaining ground. Then you have phase three, which is where large cap coins, alts begin to take off. All right. And then you have the low caps begin to really surge in phase four. That's typically late market cycle, deep into alt season. But alt season typically does not begin until post halving. And I think that's going to be very consistent again here. Now, the reason I say that is when we look back at the ETH BTC pairing, you can see that ETH has done a very, very consistent thing, cycle to cycle to cycle, even now at times where we're seeing major influx into the space, where we're seeing all-time highs be hit in terms of BTC and assets surging way past where they should be currently. We're still seeing this consistent trend take place. Right now, ETH is beginning to gain dominance versus BTC. It started in January. When we look back at the prior market cycle, you can see that it wasn't basically until January of 2020 that ETH started to gain dominance against BTC. Rewind even to the prior market cycle. You can see it was basically January of 2016 that ETH began to gain dominance against BTC. So what we need to see first is we need to get through phase two. We need to get through this point where ETH is beginning to gain dominance against BTC. Now, could it be accelerated? Sure, it could be. But what I'm seeing right now from the dominance of altcoins like ADA, for example, over BTC, the dominance of ETH versus BTC, this looks a lot more like a super cycle than an accelerated cycle. Okay. Yes, we are doing things in BTC we've never done before, and it's because we have additional capital rolling in there. We have retail starting to adopt in terms of the masses. But when we look at these sorts of structure, these phases that are taking place, they're not accelerated. They're actually right on par with what we've seen in the past. This is the reason why I've said I believe the top for this market cycle is still going to be late 2025. I don't think it's going to be, a year, basically 12 months from when we broke out of the bull market doors, right? When ADA officially, or not ADA, when BTC officially broke past, was it like 58K or so? Right now, we're on par with what history has told us. And that means that likely alt season will begin post halving, sometime a month to a month and a half after. All right. Now, this is not financial advice. I could be completely wrong. He could be completely right. But that's just what I'm seeing from a technical perspective. Right now, it's showing that everything is on pace with what we're used to seeing. So we should follow what we've done historically. It might be at a higher rate. We might be at higher prices, but that means that this should be, again, one of the most explosive cycles, actually the most explosive cycle we have ever seen in crypto. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. I want to hear your thoughts on this, when you think alt season officially begins, but show your love below. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.